Hello, I'm reviewing the 1990s Captain America movie. I give that a direct 10 out of 10. Perfect. And its own masterpiece. It's a classic, I say, a low-budget classic movie. I love the campy, light-hearted story it told about Captain America and the Red Skull. And I enjoyed I think it was well shot for its time. Even though it has low budget, even though it doesn't have the best, but probably doesn't have the best budget for 90s effects. Probably is. It does look a little straight to TV movie. Probably is. It's before my time, so this movie. But I enjoyed this movie growing up as a kid. Before Chris Evans, Captain America perfected the role as Captain America, Steve Rogers Captain America, this was the only Captain America that was going to have to do it for me. And I still love this Captain America. Not as much as Chris Evans, though. But I wish Chris Evans had a more comic book accurate costume like this Steve Rogers did. I'm serious on that, okay? This is the best costume I've ever seen for Captain America. Actually, maybe the best costume I actually think, like, okay, here's the thing. I think the best Chris Evans looked as Captain America was in the first Avengers movie. That's the best comic book accurate looking Captain America authentic looking costume I could get. And with the right color scheme and the perfect type of color scheme of the blue and red. Bright blue and bright red. It's like perfect. I thought though they should have kept for that look in the first Avengers movie for a lot longer, okay? Is what I think. If we got a standalone Captain America with that costume that was in the first Avengers movie, at least in one of those Captain America movies, or last two of those Captain America movies, that would have been so much cooler. And we would have gone, I wish we would have led to better things, but it didn't. It didn't lead to better costumes. It just led to weaker costumes once the 2012 Avengers era was over. Not saying the costumes weren't bad. I'm just saying I didn't like them as much. They were still good and all, and cool and all, and but I don't know, they're lacking something, lacking some pizzazz of the. It's like lacking the silly pizzazz of the costume of Captain America from the comics that he's known for wearing, and that's why I wanted them to work in the movies, you know, more of those elements. I was hoping, once we got the first Avengers movie, so this is going to be the one he's going to wear normally. No, he's going to go back to the one he wore in post-World War II time. That he wore in the first Avengers movie in the third act. Instead of wearing his Avengers costume, he wears that costume from the museum. I don't know why I mean, it makes sense logically, but I don't know why we couldn't get couldn't get the other costume, that costume again. In a good movie. In a good Captain America standalone movie, Where Steve Rogers kills Captain America. I would have loved that, you know, to see that costume again in a standalone movie of Steve Rogers, but I never got that. And now, wait. I give this Captain America movie a 10 out of 10. I enjoy this Captain America movie a lot. Like I enjoy Michael Keaton's Batman run. Is how I enjoy this Captain America movie. That much. That's how much I liked him as Captain America, who the unknown actor plays Captain America in this 90s flick. He's a good Captain America. It would be cool if they brought this Captain America back somehow in a way in the MCU in a crossover mode now that the multiverse is a thing. That'd be cool, I thought. That's just what I think, though. And whenever they plan on bringing, if they ever plan on bringing Chris Evans back as Captain America, they should also bring both Captain Americas back to do a crossover and fight together. It was cool, I think. I love this Captain America movie titled Captain America from the 90s. 1990, I think it's, or 1991 is from. I give this a 10 out of 10, this Captain America movie about Steve Rogers. Captain America is about. And I like he fights Red Skull in this movie and his army. I love how he goes over his origin story and tells his origin story. It tells a similar plot to Captain America: The First Avenger before Captain America: The First Avenger happened. Minus it doesn't take place or ever mention in anything about the Avengers. But it doesn't even take place in the MCU. Or mentions the Avengers. But it's basically the same exact premise with a lower budget that the first Captain America and the sequel Captain America and also the first Avenger movie. You know how the first Avengers, how those three movies with Captain America felt like some kind of a character arc going with him? In the first two Captain America movies, it felt like there was something going with him, a character arc going with him. They were trying to tell, you know how, the first Captain America movie takes place in World War II time. The second Captain America movie takes place in the same Avengers, the present time, where the Avengers take place. After the first Avengers movie. After Steve wakes up from ice. After getting frozen on ice. Due to a heroic action in World War II time. Okay, you get all that? That's the same premise to the original 1990s one's Captain America movie that was originally about Steve Rogers. The first adaptation in movie form with Steve Rogers' Captain America. I don't count the 70s Captain America movies because that's technically Captain America's son. That's actually technically his blood relative. It's explained in the movie. The first one it is. I haven't seen the sequel to that movie though. But yeah, this was the first Captain movie that was actually about the Steve Rogers Captain America. And I think this guy does a good job playing Captain America in this movie. And I like how the plot takes place at first in World War II time in the 90s Captain America movie. And then after Captain America unfreezes from ice due to trying to basically due to heroic ass and ended up on ice. And, now ends up in present day, and he has to stop Red Skull again, like he failed to do at World War II time, and now Red Skull's still on the loose, so he needs to take down Red Skull still for good. And for some reason, well, Red Skull's no longer has his Red Skull design, but he's wearing a flesh skin mask for some reason. But never takes it off for the third act for his final Captain America. I thought that was strange. Or am I remembering that wrong? Part. I'm not sure. I think that I got that right. I don't think he ever takes it off. Okay. I don't think he actually takes it off in the movie once he has this like mask that's covering his skin. You know how. Here's what I like about Hugo Weaving's Red Skull so much more than this Red Skull, okay? Because the reason why I like Hugo Weaving's Red Skull, I think he perfected the Red Skull performance, and also his Red Skull is much more well written than this Red Skull, because I thought it was much more smart how Hugo Weaving's, he wore a flesh mask to cover his true form, until he finally revealed himself for the third act, for the audience. Reveal was higher under the skin, and it would have made more. I mean, this movie does take that premise before that premise was a thing in the MCU, so the MCU borrowed from this movie actually. Just like you know how the MCU took inspiration from this movie when Captain America steals cars not once but more than once by several civilians and leaves them stranded and pretends to go throw up, which is classic Captain America sitcom. It's like class. It's funny, but it's kind of cool. But it's both funny and admiring of Captain America. Like, that's both smart and sneaky of him and funny to protect civilians only to strand them in the middle of nowhere by stealing their vehicle. That's the only transportation from back to society and to their loved ones. Probably. You know how Captain America the Winter Soldier, Captain America stole the car? That's clearly taking inspiration from this classic cinema movie, the 1991's Captain America, or 1990s. I think it's 1991 to 1994 it came out, okay? I'll put the right year in the title when I title my video after I'm done recording and talking about this movie. And talking about why it's such a classic piece of cinema, a lost Marvel gem. I say, it is. You gotta see this movie, you won't regret it. You may mock as corny as you may mock as corny as, but I dare say it's not as, I dare say it's as corny as Chris Evans' Captain America has been through and done in the comics. I said Chris Evans has embraced the corniness as much as this Captain America has. And take it seriously. And fooled us, the audience, into thinking that this shit's not at all silly and cool, and at all silly. Because we have been basically conditioned to the comic book knowledge at this point. If we have accepted it, Now, I want you to accept this movie for the classic cinema this movie is. Captain America movie, the OG Captain America movie from the 90s. The original Steve Rogers actor that played Steve Rogers that was awesome in the role. He was perfect in the role, and he's definitely in good shape in the role also. He definitely was pretty jacked in the role, I thought. I didn't know he was good in shape. Chris Evans was also pretty good was also in good shape and all, but to be fair, some of that muscle was CGI to make him look bigger. I found that out from one of these YouTubers. So for YouTubers, I found this out in they pointed out to me. Not that he didn't work out, but some of that was to make this. And so I don't know. If there was CGI back in this comic book movie when this comic book movie came out, but the muscles and definition on this Captain America looks more convincing than Chris Evans' Captain America muscles, probably because it's probably actually there than Chris Evans, because Chris Evans' Captain America muscles CGI makes digitally some of his. This Captain America muscle is kind of CGI to make it look bigger, his muscles. So he looks even more, so he looks like Captain America, I guess. And I really appreciate this guy is looks gone really great shape for the role, and when he wears the Captain America costume, they don't fuck around. They give you the Captain America costume from the comics, and they make the show ridiculously indestructible, overpowered of a shield. Like when the shield is like Captain America's logic, indestructible shield, like the comics. It's ridiculously cool. They can take fire from explosions and knock shit down knocks shit down, and it can take a lot of battle damage. This one walks away without a single scratch. This Captain America shield is pretty cool, and so is this costume, and so is the actor that plays Captain America. I give this a 10 out of fucking 10. I love this movie as much as I love Chris Evans' first two Captain America movies. I love them. I love this movie. 10 out of 10. Great fucking movie this was. I highly recommend if you're a Captain America fan, even if you like Chris Evans stuff, if it's just like Chris Evans stuff and don't really you want more Captain America content, but you don't want to read comics, you can just watch just other Captain America movie. It's another good portrayal on Captain America, I thought. I love this Captain America. This Captain America was also kind of a jerk at times. I liked him. Seeing him steal cows was hilarious. He did that a few times in the story to get to the Red Skull quicker. I give this a 10 out of 10. I can see that Marvel also took inspiration from a lot of this movie with the Captain America they took in the MCU with Steve Rogers. They took a lot of inspiration from this movie. This cinematic, classic, underrated Marvel gem that you must see. I guarantee it's fun. I give this a 10 out of 10, this Captain America movie from back in the day, before my time, before I was even born, this came out. Yeah, the reason why I say this was, I was born in 1997, and, this was before I came out, so, I was born, and, this for my time, so, and, that's why I really think that this is a phenomenal movie growing up as a kid. I love this movie. I give it a 10 out of 10. Goodbye. Subscribe to my channel by hitting the bell first. Hit the subscribe button second to get subscribed. Hit the thumbs up to like my content. Hit my thumbs up on my older content to like my older content. When you check out my older content, whatever you do. And if you ever check out all my whenever you check out my content, of a video, like a video. I hope you like all those my videos. I hope. And did I say subscribe? I think I said subscribe. I did. Right. I remember. And that's my review on Captain America. Well, I give it a 10 out of 10. Okay, that's my review. That's it. I think that's enough said. Goodbye.